welcome back. PC Bros here. Again, sorry for not uploading for a very long time. Things happen. But in today's video, we're actually going to be taking a look at another broken computer. For some reason, one of the biggest problems people are coming into is not booting into Windows. If you guys looked at watched the previous video, that's exactly the same problem that is happening here. My friend of mine tried the game on it. It turns on, powers on, but for some reason doesn't boot into Windows. It could be the drive, it could be a bunch of different reasons as to why it cannot be booting. So before we do anything, there's actually two things we're gonna be doing today, but before we start, we're gonna be taking a look at the simple stuff. So yeah, stick around. So right off the bat, he did tell me that he bought this used. So it could be a problem that maybe the previous owner probably took out the drive in order to save him the hassle and time of wiping it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually turn it on to see if we can recreate the problem. That's always a good step when you're trying to troubleshoot stuff. So we have the display port, power's on, connected to the display. We're gonna go ahead here. Okay, this is starting to get annoying. Hopefully flip this right here. And then we gotta hit power. Okay, it's not powering on. All right, there we go. Just make sure your power strip is turned on and just turn off. So we're gonna hit here. All right, so the system is turning on. And as we can see here, post LEDs are going through. It looks like it's booting. Pretty cool. It isn't on like the older side of the system. It has a Core i9 9000 series with an RTX 2080 Ti. Although it's a little old, a little aged, this guy will game pretty much with no issues. It should be able to get over 100 frames per second in any game that you play today at 1080p. And we posted. I don't know why we posted. So he told me, sorry that I'm sweating, it's really hot, it's midsummer. He did tell me that for some reason it doesn't post into Windows, it just posts into the BIOS. I don't know why it's posting into the BIOS. Maybe he just didn't have the thing plugged in correct or the same place, I don't know. But we're gonna take a look at the back to make sure everything's plugged in. I am sweating like crazy because it's really hot in my room right now because I don't have an AC unit. Well, I do, but if I turn it on, it'll make too much noise. Anyways, we're gonna take a look at the back real quick to make sure everything is plugged in correctly and that nothing is loose and that everything is seated properly. Yeah, we'll take a look. So we're gonna go ahead and power this guy off. My monitor turned off. There we go. We're gonna plug this on. Oh, what the heck? We're gonna turn this guy off. Just for safekeeping, turn the power supply off. All right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and undo this here. Do this here. All the panels come off. And as we can see, this should not be unplugged. He does have a hard drive in this port right here. So if we take a look at right here, hard drive right there. I'm pretty sure, I don't know why this will be disconnected, but we are gonna go ahead and plug it back in. Just drop the screw. Shoot, where's my screwdriver? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move this screwdriver out of the way and unscrew this one right here. And just like that, remove this guy right here. Leave it right here, and then we're just gonna go ahead and grab this SATA cable and just plug it in to the appropriate end, which is what I'm mistaken, like that. And there we go. It did boot into Windows right away, which leads me to believe that maybe he just didn't plug in the right cable or something got loose, but for some reason it's booting straight into Windows. We're gonna go ahead and turn it on right now to make sure everything is right, and we're actually gonna get into the computer to see how many drives he has, because he might have an SSD on here and maybe that hard drive just was never plugged in the first place. So we're gonna take a look at that, and yeah, let's turn it on. All right, power cable goes back in. Flip the power supply. We get lights. Beautiful, beautiful. And go ahead and turn it on. Turn it on right away. This is a pretty good looking system, bunch of RGB. The more RGB you have, the better, the better you'll perform. RGB equals wins. Everybody knows that. And right off to the bat, we are seeing that we're going right through. We're going booting right into Windows. So I'm not really sure what was the issue as to why he wasn't booting into Windows. Again, maybe he plugged in directly into the motherboard. Now this is a Intel based platform. Intel devices do have built-in graphics into the CPU. So maybe he was just booting into that and not booting into the Windows. Maybe he didn't plug it into the graphics card. I don't know. But it's booted into Windows right now, which is great. I am gonna let him know that. Maybe he just didn't connect to the right display port or something like that. He doesn't really know much about computers, which is why he consulted PC Bro to help him out. But yeah, we're gonna go into the system, make sure that the drives are being detected and that everything is running smoothly. And then we have one more thing we have to actually install for him. All right, I have a mouse and keyboard and it's asking me for a password, so I'm gonna have to ask him for that. In the meantime, however, I'm actually gonna show you what we're also installing for him. He doesn't have access to an Ethernet port where he lives, from the box to the computer in the back. I guess he doesn't like to run a wire to it, but we are gonna be installing a Wi-Fi card. Now I know what you're saying. A bunch of people are gonna be like, oh my god, you can't game on Wi-Fi, you're gonna be lagging, and that is true. But he just doesn't have access to an Ethernet LAN port in his household. It's very common for a lot of people not to have those, especially if the house was built a long time ago. Ethernet ports in a room are usually found in newer houses. Guess he doesn't have that, so we're gonna be installing this Aorus gaming Wi-Fi card, which should be able to give him a decent enough connection to just play, I don't know, Call of Duty. He will start to lag. That's just something with Wi-Fi. You get the random spikes, and I also don't know how good his Wi-Fi is at home, but that's something that he's gonna have to, see for himself. So while we wait for the password, we're actually gonna turn this guy off and actually install the Wi-Fi card. So we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go right here, and then we're gonna hit shutdown. Shutting this PC down. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead down here, flip the switch, unplug the thing, and we're gonna be taking off the glass front panel. So take a look at the box in here. We have the Wi-Fi card itself, very tiny, very tiny. Enough of that. We'll put this guy over here. Manual, don't need that. Power cable and antenna. Unlike other external Wi-Fi cards, like the ones you plug in via USB, this guy is powered by PCIe. So that means that it's gonna be directly linked to the motherboard, so he'll be able to get the fastest speeds that his Wi-Fi can provide. Again, just because it says it can go up to 2 gigabytes a second on the box doesn't mean that you're gonna be able to get that everywhere. It depends on how his Wi-Fi speed is at home. I don't really know, haven't been to this place. Hopefully it's good enough for him to game on it, but other than that, we would just have to, hope that it's good enough. So we're gonna go ahead and install this guy right now. All right, so taking a look at this, it does require us to take a bracket off because this guy goes like here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. So we're gonna unplug this DisplayPort cable, and then we're gonna go grab our dandy screwdriver. This ratchet screwdriver right here, not an LTT screwdriver. Linus sent me one. I'm trying to get the good screwdriver. It's really hard to do this one-handed. Give me 1 second. Comes this. Grab this guy right here. I'm gonna line it up with this other guy. Big meaty claw. Right here, like that, and boom! You hear that? You heard that little slotting thing on it? And then I'm gonna make sure, and just like that, we're gonna go ahead and put this screw back in, and there we go. It's installed. Screw it back on. Now what we're gonna have to do is grab this USB connector, plug that in. This is how it communicates to the motherboard to give it all the information it needs. We're gonna plug this in, and then we should be good to go on Wi-Fi. All right, and there you go. As you can see, I don't know.
These claws ain't for just attracting mates. Bring it on!
You can see by my camera skills, this USB cable is plugged into the motherboard, which plugs into the card. We're gonna tuck this guy away. I did remove the cables for the graphics cards just to clear some way. We're gonna go ahead and plug these in. Oh shoot. Plug them here. And here. Cool. And just like that, we have a Wi-Fi card installed. If you take a look in the back, if you take a look back here, graphics card, chunky boy, AVGA for the Win Ultra, 2080 Ti, very big beefy card, and Wi-Fi card right here. Oh, right actually here. Now you could just leave it like that and, you know, turn it on and you'll get some Wi-Fi, but the idea thing is to have this antenna plugged into it, and then you'll be able to pick up any Wi-Fi signals on it. So we're actually gonna go ahead and turn it on and run a speed test. You can see how hot it is in this damn room. Water droplet coming out of my forehead. So yeah, we're gonna turn it on and we're gonna take a look at it then. So he actually just sent me the password via the messages, via the gram. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the system to make sure that everything is correct, everything is showing up, and that the Wi-Fi is actually working fine. We're gonna connect to our network and see the speeds that we get. Again, not recommended to play on Wi-Fi just because, you know, you can get a little spike on activity throughout the household, and then that can cost you the game. So we're gonna do that, and yeah. And just like that, we have gone into the system. So what we're actually gonna do, I have my mouse plugged in. We're actually gonna go ahead and see if we have Wi-Fi. So we're gonna go to settings, internet, and right now it says not connected. Oh, Steam account, go away. Now it's cleaning up. What the hell are you cleaning up, dude? What the heck? What the heck? Cleaning up, 100% done. Come on, get me into Windows. I'm trying to see this Wi-Fi thing. Oh, and there we go. So we're gonna go ahead here. We're gonna type in the secret code, Oh shoot. Boom, and then we're gonna go see if the Wi-Fi system shows up. All right, so it wasn't giving us the Wi-Fi signal at first, but now as you can see, it is detecting Wi-Fi. And it's funny because the antenna is not even plugged in, but the main reason why it wasn't giving us Wi-Fi was because when I tightened that PCIe bracket right there, it was like disconnecting the sensor, like the actual pin pads on the back. So it was just slightly, so I had to like unplug it and make sure that it was seated all the way. I'm not gonna screw it in all the way. I'm gonna try to screw it in, see what happens if the Wi-Fi is still able to be detected. If it's not, I'm gonna have to tell him not to. I'm gonna have to tell him I didn't screw it in, and just to make sure that every time he boots, just make sure that the thing is seated all the way up. But that's a problem that I will fix off camera. But as of right now, we have Wi-Fi connection, and we're actually gonna test the Wi-Fi speeds just to make sure that it's up and running and it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Right, so one more thing I had to change. Remember how I plugged that Wi-Fi card down to this PCIe? For some reason, it just didn't detect that card there, so I moved it to the one up top. And now we have the antennas plugged in. Beautiful antenna right there. And now we're getting Wi-Fi signal. Now, remember I said that I wasn't able to plug that in right there? The reason why, because when I screw it in, it disconnects the card. So either A, the case is warped due to this massive graphics card right here, or it's just something that is misaligned. Not gonna get into that today, but it is safely secure enough. It's a little janky, yeah, but you know, life gets janky sometimes. But it is detecting the Wi-Fi signal right there. We're gonna conduct a quick speed test to make sure that it is working correctly. Antenna's plugged in, and yeah, I believe that should be all that this computer had to be fixed. It has been fixed. It is post. I'm gonna go ahead and close this up after I'm done recording. But yeah, this beautiful system right here is done and pretty much up and running like it's intended to. And yeah, it's ready for him to come back and grab it, pick it up, and do some actual gaming. Sorry, I didn't upload for a minute again. Things happen, but I am gonna be uploading another video couple weeks after this one. You know, I'm cranking them out slowly, you know, slow and steady wins the race. But if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and hit that bell notification because I will be uploading more videos now. So yeah, as soon as I'm done with that, I will see you guys next time, and see y'all next time. Peace.